Some children grow up learning how to ride a bike. Others grow up learning how to calm their mother down. Some children worry about homework. Others worry about whether their parents are okay. And if this sounds familiar, you were probably told something your whole life. You are so mature for your age. People meant it as a compliment. But what they didn't see was the childhood you quietly skipped. Because some children don't just grow up. They grow up too early. They become the emotional adult in the room, even when they're only 8 years old. And the strange part is, many of those children don't even realize what happened to them until years later. Maybe you remember moments like this. You are sitting in the living room as a child. Your parent is upset. Maybe they're stressed about money. Maybe they're fighting with someone. Maybe they're overwhelmed with life. And somehow, the conversation turns to you. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you're the only one listening. So they tell you everything. Their worries, their frustrations, their fears. You sit there quietly, nodding, trying to understand problems that are far too heavy for a child. And something subtle happens in that moment. You stop being the child, and you start becoming the caretaker. Maybe you remember comforting them, telling them things will be okay, trying to make them smile, trying to fix emotions that were never yours to carry. And maybe at the time, you didn't think it was strange. Because children naturally want to help their parents. You feel responsible for your parents' happiness, responsible for their stress, responsible for their emotional stability. And when something goes wrong, you quietly ask yourself a question most children should never have to ask. Is this somehow my fault? The strange thing is, children who go through this often grow up appearing very strong, very capable, very independent. Teachers praise them. Friends rely on them. Adults admire them. Because they seem wise beyond their years. But underneath that strength, something else is happening. They're learning that their needs come second. Or sometimes, not at all. So they become the friend who listens to everyone. The partner who supports everyone. The person who always says, "It's okay, I'll handle it." But because somewhere in their past, they learned that emotions were something they had to manage, not express. They learned that stability depended on them. And when you grow up like that, you start believing something dangerous. If I fall apart, everything will fall apart. So you keep going. You keep holding things together, even when no one asked you to. But here's the realization many people have later in life. The child who raised their parents was never supposed to. Children aren't meant to carry adult emotions. They aren't meant to be the therapist in the family. They aren't meant to be